Alright, so I got the new IWE. This is a Dorman part, although it is lifetime warranty, so if it ever goes out again, at least they won't have to buy another one. This is about $100 at the parts house. And the one thing I was wanting to show, a lot of people seem to think that this seal right here is what seals the vacuum portion of this and makes it work, and that if this seal deteriorates or goes bad, you're going to lose the vacuum and it's not going to work. Your axle shaft slides into this, and this rides on that axle shaft. And I just want to show that this is a completely self-contained unit. That is not where the vacuum rides. Now, obviously, this isn't installed yet, so there's no sealing around the axle shaft. I got my vacuum pump hooked up, and when I apply vacuum, you can see it suck down. I'm going to release the vacuum. So that clearly shows that that is not a that seal obviously doesn't seal the system off. So I just wanted to show that before I install this. We're getting ready to take the car apart and get ready to put this in. Okay, I think I got the camera set up pretty good. First thing I want to do is pop this little cap off. And it looks like someone's already been here. There's already a little divot in it. I don't know if you can see that. There's a nut right here. Looks like it's a 15. So we're going to zip it off. Now I'm going to try to do this without disconnecting the tie rod, but I may have to disconnect the tie rod. Let me go ahead and... There's some lines over here. You don't want, whenever you pull this knuckle down, you don't want these lines. And while I'm here, I just want to show you. So the two vacuum hoses right here that go to the integrated wheel end. Okay, see the small one? If you trace these hoses up and around, you will see right there. See that one that looks like it's disconnected? That's where that one goes. That's just a vent. That's all that is. They don't want to keep it vented down here because it would fill up with dirt and crud. So they just run it up here so it's kind of out of the way and it's pointing down like that so that, you know, water and stuff like that will drain out of it. So this is what I've got. I'm going to disconnect all this here, which is a 10 millimeter and an 8 millimeter. And I'm going to pull this off of the knuckle. That way when the knuckle swings out this way, I'm not pulling on any of that stuff. I'm going to disconnect the upper ball joint. I'm going to try to leave the tie rod in. I think if I turn this whole, this entire, let me see if I can do that. I don't know if that's going to give me enough. A lot of times if you turn the wheel this way where the tie rod is as far extended out, and when you disconnect the knuckle, you can move it around enough to get these axles out. But I'm not sure if you can do that on this one or not. So we're going to try it. If not, we'll have to pop the tie rod loose. No big deal. Okay, so those are loose. And I got the nut off the front there, so let's go after that. Just a few love taps and usually get that. All right. Careful with these lines. Okay, that brake line's pulling kind of tight, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that. Okay. I'm gonna pull the ABS wire loose up here. And I think when I take this IWE out, I'll be able to get it past all that. Now you've got to check and make sure that the see these splines right here, make sure those are good. And they do, they look good. So the axle's looking fine.
You're going on the camera now?
Yeah, you're on it right now.
You better delete that.
Okay, looks like 5mm. Why do I always say 5mm? I get 5mm or 8mm and 5/16 mixed up all the time. 8mm is close enough to 5/16 to, if you don't have a 8mm, you can use a 5/16. Three bolts for the IWE. Okay, so it's loose now. Yeah, see, it should be spring loaded out right now, but it's not. Actually, it looks like the whole thing is kind of come apart or something. Let me see what we got in here. Yep, okay. It's in pieces. Okay, so that coming through, where you at? There's the two pieces of the old integrated wheel end. Let me get a light, look in there, make sure it's all good. Okay, and the hub, I'll get you. Okay, so here's the splines on the axle shaft. Right here. They look good. Get my light so you can see a little better. And there's the splines on the hub side. And they look fine also. So it all looks okay. So all I'm going to do is take this new one. Now it only goes in one way. There's a little indentation down here that goes toward the bottom for the lower control arm. Now work it in place and line the 3. There's only 3 bolts to hold it on. Now I want to put this impact on low. I don't want to just drive it in full force. Now when you put this back up, make sure that the axle is in there. And this is already pre-greased. I mean, there's all kinds of grease in this new one. I'm going to put a little bit on the splines. Make sure the axle shaft, where it's machined smooth, make sure that's clean, and I'll put a little bit of grease around that because that seal rides right around that. So I'm going to push this up. I'm going to make sure that the axle is engaging the hub. Okay. Okay, well, our part's over. And you can see that the studs coming out the front there. And just so you guys can see a little better, I don't know if that helps or not, but so see how lucky we get on this ball joint not spinning. Guess we got lucky, huh? Now, since it's easy for me to get to, I'm going to go ahead and hook the vacuum lines up. Now to test this, just to make sure it's going to work, you can see that the axle is turning. And it should be turning right now. There's no vacuum applied to it. When there's no vacuum, it's in 4-wheel drive. When there is vacuum, it disengages. Can you see that gauge? We're going to pull a vacuum on it. And now, it's in 2-wheel drive. Release the vacuum. Now it's engaged. So, that is definitely what you want. Just hooking up what I took off over here. Okay, tie rod didn't come off. We got the upper ball joint tight. Make sure we didn't bend the backing plate where it rubs up against the rotor, because that's never fun. Vacuum lines are hooked up and secured. All right, that job's done. We just got to put the wheel on, and that should have fixed him up. So that's all there is to it. It's actually a really simple system. They have a little bit of issue with them, but I mean, I guess the good news is that a lot of people think that if you're out four-wheeling and this vacuum line starts leaking, or you get it stuck on a branch or a stick or something that pulls it off, a lot of people believe that it will disengage your hub, and it won't. It will actually be in four-wheel drive. If there's no vacuum to it, it is in four-wheel drive. It is spring-loaded to the four-wheel drive position. So it's vacuum operated into two-wheel drive. So that's the main thing you need to be aware of. But pretty quick job. It's not a big deal. As you've seen, you don't even have to disconnect the tie rod. A lot of people will disconnect the tie rod. It's not actually necessary. It's not that big of a deal if you do disconnect it. So, you know, whatever you want to do there. Okay, that's about all I needed to show you. I'm going to put the wheel on and call it done. You guys take care.